Well, hello, everyone. I'm Bryce, and these are most of my friends.
Hello.
And I should say these are all of my friends. Tim's my brother-in-law, so he has to be my
He
friend.
has to be here.
He doesn't have a choice.
Well, he doesn't have to be here.
No, he doesn't have to be
There's
here.
always a choice, Brett.
I got briefly distracted because I was looking at the camera. I was like, we're not going to see Tim.
I know.
And then I
pushed him
remembered
so
that I
far off
moved
to the
it a little
side.
bit so it would also get the
Oh.
4 of you in. So,
Because there's no need to see Tim.
because he's here, just not.
Off camera.
Not-
Yes. Yeah. So, I'm your dungeon master, and we're playing a 2nd edition Pathfinder campaign. It is a completely homebrewed campaign in which we make up a lot of rules and try to play according to the original rules.
Oh, yeah. There
Sometimes.
are rules.
Oh,
It's.
That's nice.
I'm just saying no.
I heard the points don't matter though. You like that?
Yeah.
So I play everyone they do not play. Josh.
We haven't
My
done
name is
this one
Josh.
before, have
I
we?
play Davina Valkyr, an Icemark cleric.
My name is David. I play Ikadora Fuoko, a goblin tiefling elemental sorceress.
Yes.
That's a lot of words.
On
Wow.
fire.
This girl.
Something like that. Basically cat.
This
There-
woman.
Wow,
Yeah.
but older.
This old lady.
So,
Hi, what do you
Oh, I'm Nakitu. I
Who
play
are
a
you?
Kitsune entertainer sorcerer.
Yeah, I'm Rachel, playing Ida, a half-orc barbarian.
So I will say that not having the fun facts make us go through this very rapidly.
Oh, it's so great.
Right?
my fun fact. Probably not safe for the camera.
So last time, you set out on a few quests to see if you can become an initiate with Raven's Roost. So you set out, you may or may not have talked to a witch, and it turned out the witch was not meant to be fought, and you did recruit her appropriately.
Lovely.
Then you moved north, I believe, from there, and in search of Chimera's Fang. And I believe you guys ended up getting 10 of those total.
I think so.
Sounds
I got
right.
4, someone got 5, right? So something like that.
I
I
believe
thought it was 4 and 6, but
I
Yeah,
believe it
there
was
you go.
10. So, and once again, Chimera's Fang, you eat one, and for 8 hours, you get a +1 luck bonus to a category. And you just have to roll a d8 to figure out what that category is.
oh, so you don't get to
You don't-
choose.
Nope.
Good to know.
We'll see who's lucky.
Like Google, feeling lucky.
Is that still an option?
No,
I don't think so.
I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't looked in a
They
while.
took luck away.
No,
Hmm.
it is not there.
Yeah, I didn't think
Use
so.
Google backwards. Google backwards. Yeah. Anyway, back
So-
to important things.
You have killed off a few bats. You got some fruit, and that is pretty much where we left off.
What time is it right now?
It is so. It was a half a day, so it is probably late afternoon.
Okay.
Javin is now sitting back, and he's actually got one of the pieces of fruit, and he's writing it out, and he's looking it over, trying to figure out exactly what it might do. But otherwise, what would you like to do?
Well, you guys want to bring the fruit back, or do you want to continue on?
Depends on if you want to walk at nighttime through the dark creepiness.
It's a valid point.
Do we know which direction the town's in?
You did not ask anything about the town, other than you know that it's plagued. At least its water is not right.
Well, I say we go back. We turn the fruit in before it can spoil or get damaged. We get directions, and we rest. And that'll allow me to switch out spells. That'll be the most helpful for what we're going to do.
I mean, I'm game for that. Sounds great.
You could do that. You can switch out spells.
Well, it's not like I'm special. All clerics can do that.
Can you all switch out spells?
No.
I can barely switch out of my clothes at the end of the day, let alone switch out my magic. So,
That's
I didn't
I don't
need
know.
to
And the
know
thing
that.
is, I was trying to look that up. I don't know where to look that up if that's actually a thing.
What?
I'm fairly certain it is. The clerics can swap spells.
Yes.
Again, I thought that was the
Yep.
thing, but I can't find anywhere where it says that
Yeah,
specifically.
you do not have a spell book. You also do not have a spells known function.
It's just the whole list.
Yep. You basically pray to your god and they renew your spells for whatever you might need. Sometimes you can do a religion check to see if they will be extra helpful in that.
Oh, fancy.
Is there anything that allows us to swap spells?
Nope.
We can switch
Dying
out
and rolling a new character.
cantrips when we level up, right? That's what
There is something with your level ups that you're able to swap some things.
Yeah, you can either do like a cantrip or
It might be a
spell.
cantrip or- yeah.
It's there, but it's rare, but not so rare that it's worth looking into, especially if you find one that you don't.
The other thing is that you are able to expand your spell knowledge with a item as well.
Okay.
So, and I think it's actually might be that a scroll of spell knowledge or something along those lines. So, obviously they get more expensive as you go up in levels, but yeah. So you're going to start moving back.
Let's do it.
All right. Go ahead and roll survival.
18.
17.
I die.
21.
5.
Okay. And
Oh, wait, not 21. Sorry, much worse. I was looking at Co's. I was like, I have a 14. No. It is a 13.
okay.
That's real different.
So how high was yours then?
18.
18, was that the highest?
17 and 18.
Okay. So Miss Rachel, can you roll a d20 and tell me the result?
1.
Okay. Can you also roll a
This is gonna feel good.
d10?
1.
Wow.
We move 1 foot at 1 foot an hour.
This is.
Get them out now, please.
I just feel sick all of a sudden.
You need some extra dice? I got a few.
No, it's okay. I was using my plastic
That
ones.
was a
so
lot of
I'm
ones
going back to
all
my
in a
metal
row.
ones. Yeah, yeah.
All right, 1 second.
1.
Maybe 2 seconds. Is there anything you'd like to talk about as you're walking?
I gotta be honest with you guys. My feet are starting to hurt a lot.
Do you not normally walk this far in a day?
Does it look like I walk anywhere, let alone this far?
I've known people walk a long ways who don't look like it.
Well, honey, that ain't me. I appreciate the comment. I'm starting to like you a little bit more. And I already liked you the most.
Hey, you've known me the longest.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I have.
That's so
Keto. It's been great knowing you. It really
That
has.
sounded like a threat.
No, it's just a very, Anyway,
Just saying, I could like blow things up and do cool things. Just throwing that out there.
does that include your ego?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. You and I are probably going to get along a little bit better tomorrow morning.
Ida reaches out. Do you want me to carry your pack?
That would be fantastic. Sure.
She just nonchalantly shoulders them both.
Thank you.
All right. The two of you can roll perception, as it is getting later into the evening.
21.
Can I take one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled the plastic one, didn't you?
No, I rolled this one. I got 10.
Oh. Oh, that's better than 1.
Yeah, I could have got one worse than what I did. Appreciate it. May you be better today.
Oh, you rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you rolled a 10.
Mm-mm.
If that doesn't work out, I have more.
Thank you. I think I'll just give them a little
What did you get,
time out.
Josh?
We'll be
Give them a break. What do
You're
you
saving them for
Uh-huh.
when you're fighting and they
yeah.
roll
And then also
d20s.
just mix them up.
Rachel, what did you get?
A 10.
Okay, cool.
There's a sky. There's a ground.
Which one is up? Is
There's
anybody's guess.
friends. Oh, what?
So which one is up is anybody's guess.
That's true.
Okay. So you notice a person along the path just standing, staring off in the distance. As you get closer, it appears to be a spider humanoid. similar to who you met before, but not the same person.
Who we met before?
The witch.
Mhm.
Oh.
Facing away, facing towards.
I don't know.
Facing
I knew
away.
She was a spider person.
Yeah.
She had the cool like.
Well, she's a
There was
chromatic
the
spider.
web.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about Wilbur.
Yeah, welcome to my web.
Well, I wasn't here for that. Was
No.
I?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You were the one talking to her.
Yeah. Was I?
Yeah,
Jeez.
you
Yeah,
she
you cast,
cast,
the
darkness.
alignment spell.
Oh, right. That I remember. I just didn't
Yeah.
remember her description for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So facing away from you.
How
And
far?
just-
Oh wait, I can't know that. Never mind.
By now, I'm sure they've pointed
Yeah.
out, and you're coming across it. She is probably about 60 feet out.
Let's pull out a weapon just to be safe.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Hello, friend. What can we? Are you okay?
And she twitches a little.
Creepy.
That's weird. We're gonna try to help this person if you guys know, but be prepared. She may try to eat us.
Yeah, there's
That's
a
comforting.
little weird twitching
I'm
there.
a bit reserved.
Are you okay? Wave your hand if you need help.
And-
Talking.
Twitching up.
Okay. Well.
Hey.
And she reaches back and pulls her short bow off her back.
I think she's gonna try to shoot us.
Do you have
Well,
any
don't let
more detect alignment spells? Anything?
No, I don't actually. That's a use and lose. Let me see.
I'd
real
like
quick.
to step in front of the group
I
just
need
to
to
make
see
sure.
what this does and how far it goes.
So my arcane sense allows me to cast detect magic at one of my spellcasting levels.
Okay.
Would that be of any benefit?
It could be for this next thing that's
All detect
Just
Um,
about
and
to
it's
happen.
at will, so
I-
it doesn't use a spell slot, correct?
correct.
Okay.
Are we within
You're
30
60
feet? Oh,
60
we're-
feet,
no.
unless you
Oh,
continue
great.
moving. But she starts to the caster that has arcane. Or arcane.
I have arcane.
Yeah, arcana. Go ahead and roll arcana.
Hey, a natural 20. That's a 26.
Okay.
14.
So she has blur active on her now.
I cast Forbidding Ward on you. And her.
And with that, roll initiative.
Okay.
Is there cover nearby, or are we on an open road?
So you're on a path. So there is going to be some cover and stuff nearby.
What are we using?
Yeah,
Is it a
what's the
perception based?
Perception based. Yep.
Alright.
15. What is Forbidding Ward? Because I have Forbidding Ward 2.
That,
that
gives you
plus
basically it gives you a +1 on AC say basically everything against that creature.
Okay. And
And
is
it
that a
gives
cantrip?
her it is.
Okay. I might. Can you double cast Forbidding Ward? Like, can I cast?
I don't think it stacks.
Okay.
No, it wouldn't
Cast
stack.
So I couldn't cast Forbidding Ward on her and.
Yeah. You
Yes.
could.
Oh, you could.
Yeah.
Yes.
that's
But
what
you
I'm
couldn't do
On
it for
yourself.
yourself
Right.
once I've already done it for yourself. It's sustained.
Which means you can't cast any other spells.
Right.
Hmm.
But
Okay,
it gives
so
you
I won't do that.
concentration.
well, it gives you a +1 against AC and saving throws.
Okay.
Versus attacks, spells, and other effects. And that. So it's sustained up
17
to a
for
minute.
me.
Okay.
But I can choose to drop it.
Oh, 15.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I don't. I don't cast that. I was going to.
Davina.
22. It's only 30 feet, so never mind.
And Epidora.
Oh, and she's 60 feet away.
Yeah.
It's an 8.
And
So I don't do that.
Well, I guess that was 15. 15.
I was going to cast Disrupt Undead and see if that helped because she was jerking around and whatnot. I wasn't sure if she was being controlled or something like that.
I have that as well.
then we will go with Javin.
Are we using the board at all, like for placement or anything like that?
We can. And 7 is 1. All right, so Who had 22?
Davina.
Davina. Javelin. 17 was Ida. And then Keto, and then Icadora, correct?
Keto.
Like Cheeto.
No, it's like the diet. Keto diet. That's what I
Only
was
cheese
thinking.
for you.
All right.
I wouldn't mind that.
Okay. So she turns to face you, and her eyes, where the others had, the other Anadi that you ran into had almost flecks of color in them, and you could see that they were at least looking out. Hers is almost completely glazed over, and she says, "I've seen my fortune. I've seen it. I've seen my fortune. I've seen your fortune too." And she is going to cast.
Oh, this is very,
She does go first.
This is very unfortunate. That's me.
You guys are 60 feet away, so let's go ahead and set up the board a little bit. Davina, I did swap you out for a more armor.
That's
Pants
better.
now.
Hey, that's much better.
So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10.
I appreciate that. I should
And
have
then the party will be
my.
over here somewhere. You can set up your order.
I should have her in 2 weeks' time.
I would be near the front
Ryan,
with her. I'm gonna
this
put 10
one.
feet.
Wait, no, that's. I guess I'm this one this time, Bryce?
Yes, that's your. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you wear this one, weren't you?
Although I kind of like that one, honestly, because this is more.
Okay.
This is actually. I have a robe, so
Okay.
I like that.
He's wearing funky dress.
So, and she takes her composite bow and attacks. I guess it will be Ida.
I was going to say either Eater or myself is probably the most.
We'd be up front.
That's a natural 20.
Alrighty.
That misses.
All right, so that will be deadly. So that's cool.
Oh no.
This is gonna be fun.
1d6 and 1d10.
Okay, better me than you guys. This could almost kill you
Natural
guys.
20 on you? Yeah, I mean, it could almost kill you. We have
Yeah,
no
but
idea.
it could knock you guys to the ground.
That will be 9 damage.
Oh,
Oh, it's going to be a saving throw.
I rolled really low.
Apparently.
I rolled a 2 and a 1.
Do we have trees or cover or anything? Around?
Yeah, so there will be trees nearby that you'll be able to get some cover behind. I did not intend. This is on the chart. You
This
rolled
is on
poorly.
The, uh-oh.
Oh, the chart of things that can happen?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yep. So.
And she's 60 feet away?
Yep. And she is going to change into her spider shape. So she starts to elongate, and you start to see all of her spider features coming out. And
I'm gonna look over at you and just kind of watch, like, we fight, we kill. What are we doing?
I'd say we kill.
And she extends a hand, and that area becomes webbed. Davina. Hey, there's no lightning.
I was like, she doesn't look quite right. If we can, try not to kill her. If you can't, well, she provoked us. And then I run forward my full movement, avoiding the thing.
Can you where?
So that'll be 2 movements too?
No, just 30 feet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I go forward 30, halfway.
So just, yep.
And then I bring my hammer
Oh.
and my shield together, and I cast Soundburst
Okay.
at her.
So you bang your hammer off your shield, creating a sound burst. What does she need to roll?
Fort save.
Fort
Die.
save.
She needs to die.
That will be a 29, natural 20.
Ooh, yuck.
Ooh.
Well, there's no point rolling then.
2 in a row.
Dang, that is 2 in a row. What the heck is this?
That is
Loaded
well, I mean,
dice.
it's exactly what you needed for a critical success.
Yeah.
So she is unaffected. That's frustrating.
All right. Javin.
Aw.
Tim.
Next week, right?
I think it's still 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It was 3
Another?
altogether.
Tim.
This is the
Yep.
second one, so
Dang.
we won't be back until the one after that.
Yep.
Aw.
So sad.
Well, we might be done with the campaign by then.
I know, seriously.
TPK, so you're going to be surviving?
I hope not. I already ordered my character.
I mean, me too.
It
shows
That
up
would be
and you're
so
like,
sad.
Oh,
Dead upon arrival.
this is nice.
And return.
He's going to pull out his crossbow and shoot.
Please don't shoot me.
You might need to
Please don't shoot me.
move a little bit because the crossbow has what 60 feet of range.
Yeah, so he'll have to-
So we'll have to move a little bit.
And he'll move up, and we'll say that
To the
he's
side.
behind. He's got like some partial cover as he's behind a bush. Oh, it's 120 feet. He didn't even move.
Oh, is it? I
But
thought it was,
he moved,
I thought
so-
it was
Your movement
60.
speed 25.
A hand crossbow, I think, is
Yeah, you're right.
60. So that is a nope, not 20. 18 to hit,
I'm going to go before you, so you have to catch up with me.
and
Sorry.
he
It's gonna be
misses.
cool. It's gonna cast a large on you.
I would love
18,
that.
You'd be able to
Yep.
reach. You'd be able to hit her from 5 feet away.
I know, I would love that. As is, we'll see how this goes.
And he is going to call out, should I get closer? And is she undead? Can you tell? And that'll be his action as he pulls out a potion of sorts. Ida.
All right. I'm going to dash, and as I'm running, I'm fumbling with something in my pouch, and I go, "You said don't kill her. I'm going to try this. I'm going to throw a thing of holy water and see if it does anything."
Okay.
Great. No. Oh, no, this dice isn't working either. It's 9.
That is a critical miss.
Sweet.
So you're
I
doing
should've
that whole
strike it.
like a baseball type thing where
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I'm gonna throw it, and the cork gets stuck on one of your fingers, and you throw it down into your leg, and you are going to take 4 points of damage
From holy water?
from the glass bottle shattering against your kneecap.
I feel better. I was like, I didn't think I was that unholy. Like, okay. 4, you said?
Yep.
Wow, that was almost
Just
as much.
grumbling. You just hear more.
Is that everything then?
That's all I can do.
Key 2.
All right, I will go.
Maybe next time, if you'll have enough holy water on your leg, you can kick her with it.
That would be perfect. I put poison on this.
Is enlarge a touch?
It is.
It is.
Which I can't extend it, but that's not. You're not within 30 feet.
I am.
Ooh.
Can you move?
Are you a
30 feet?
melee character as well? Kind of?
What does do? You guys go ham. I haven't
Yeah,
really
so
seen
I'll
him.
move.
Because I wanted to move exactly 30 feet.
I'll move right here and then use. Oh wait, no, because
Nope.
it takes. I can't do that.
Yep.
I can't
Mhm.
move. I have to do all 3.
Oh, is it 2 actions?
Oh wait.
cast?
Oh yeah, it is. Right.
That's tough.
Okay.
Gotta hate those action eating spells.
I will. You're just out of range.
I shouldn't be. So if I got moved, it wasn't the right amount. It should be. I should be within 30 feet of you and 30 feet.
Well,
oh, we were spread out a little
Yep.
bit. Yeah, so never mind.
Well, I can still move.
move up and then prepare for the next round.
Yeah, I'll move right here.
And use me as cover.
What does it cost to use the staff of fire?
Nothing.
It's an action.
Yeah, it's an action.
Just a single.
Just a
action?
single action.
It
Yeah.
depends on the staff and how you want to use it.
I've been entire last campaign. It was a single action to cast the spell.
Okay.
I was
I'm thinking of a different staff to where
Yep.
you can basically spend actions to make it do bigger, more
Oh, yeah.
things
Oh,
and
that's
use
cool.
more charges.
Yep. Triple produce
Oh,
flame.
nice. Right in front of me.
Spiders must die.
It's too far away.
I guess I'll. Darn. Is produce flame a single action or is there 2 as well?
It's 2 actions.
Okay. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll move here and then I'll summon my elemental.
Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
I'll summon the Mythit.
And which type?
I'm gonna do an air Mythit.
Did we end up pulling that out?
Yeah, at one point.
I think I put it away.
This is cool. We didn't get to see Gazmek's elemental till the very end of the last campaign.
Well, he had just gotten it.
So she looks cool, but we're gonna say that's your air method.
Cool. Where is it? When I summon it, where does it appear? Like, can I choose where it appears?
It's within 30 feet. Yeah.
Okay. I'll appear it right here.
Okay. So it has a 40 fly speed. This is so you can remember.
Yeah.
40 fly speed, 20 walking speed. It has a claw attack at +9, and it does 1d6 +1 slashing damage. I'll keep this up as well so you can reference it
Yeah.
better. It also has a breath weapon that is a 15-foot cone, does 2d6 slashing.
Right. That's what I
And
want to use on
its
it.
AC is 16, HP is 12. It's got fast healing 2 in open air.
That's handy.
All right. Icadora.
Any trees near the spider lady?
She's in the middle of the path, so maybe about 10 feet off.
I use 2 full action. Well, I mean, I don't need 2 full actions, but I need to get within 15 feet along the tree line.
Okay.
10, 15, 20, 25. I may need all. Right there.
Yep, that'll do it.
And then how far away is she?
He's flying.
She is about 15 feet.
15 feet?
Yep.
I'm going to use the Burning Hands charge from my staff.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a DC 19 reflex save.
That's the best thing she has. No, she has higher will. Never mind.
Yeah, she's gonna roll a natural 20.
Uh,
I mean, a number one.
That will be a 16.
Which could be.
That was an opposite.
She rolled low.
She rolled low. Okay.
Reverse.
So
Opposite deck.
it's 2d6 plus 1. So 2d6 plus 2.
Yep. Hey, somebody's going to do damage to her.
9.
9 damage. All right. So
And then question.
as you pull up your flame or your staff,
Yes.
it starts to glow ember red, and this cone of fire comes out from it, singeing some of the hairs on the spider.
And she falls over dead.
Yeah, totally.
Question mark.
Nope, not even a little bit.
Okay. And then is it an action to put, like, if I have caltrops, it's an
Yeah.
action to put down caltrops?
Yep.
I'm hiding behind that tree. I kind of just poked my head and boop.
Cool. Let's see what she does.
Cool.
Alright, staff.
Man, I love it. This is
Did Javin actually shoot, or did you
Yeah.
not do anything?
Oh,
We tried, but-
He shot.
You
Yeah.
missed.
Oh. Go.
Are you hero forger?
I am.
Or hero one?
Yep. All right. So she is going to raise her hand, and a prism is going to appear right here.
Will save?
Everyone needs to make a will save, yes. In the 10-foot burst. So, Igadora, your air
So
misfit
not us.
Oh, it's
yeah.
a burst, not
Yep.
a cone.
is a burst.
Interesting.
So I have to make it for my air mythic, right?
Yep.
What is my air mythic's stat on that?
That will be. It's will, it's +7.
Almost
Say
what I
one
have.
better than me.
14.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
26.
26. So you pass. You were 14.
13.
I was
13?
14.
You fail, and you critically fail.
Of course.
Oh, my mythic barely hit.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like I miffed it.
you are. So the Miffit is fascinated by the pattern.
Pretty nice.
You are fascinated by the pattern, and you remain. Or while you're fascinated, you can no longer use reactions.
So what is
So
'cause I do fascinate, and that basically brings our attention to
To
the
it.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So unless somebody snaps them out of it, they are looking
They're
at
just
that.
looking at it.
Yep.
Okay.
You create a pattern of shifting colors that hover in the air in a geometric cloud. Creatures are dazzled while inside the pattern. In addition, a creature must attempt a will save
Each time.
when you cast it, or when it enters the pattern. So there's now a 10-foot radius there
Okay.
of pattern.
And you hit it right here, right? So
I'm
it's-
in it, right?
Yeah, you're in it,
So I
so
can
you'll
go
be able to
through
travel
it.
through it. But
Okay.
if you go back into it, it's a new
Okay.
save.
Was the Mythic hit though? Because he's 15 feet in the air.
Yes, so you can only cast it 30 feet out. You cast it 30 feet out, so it's at ground level, right?
Oh, I see. So I can't.
Yeah, you can't
it would
So
go
if I'd done
further.
it at an angle,
If you'd done it, it would have been
more,
back about 15 feet, but
Yeah.
up 15 feet.
Yeah, I understand.
So you do not get. So yeah, you are fascinated for a minute, and it's sustained. So she can let it go as well. So she is doing that.
Can I can still do actions though. I just can't.
No, you're completely enthralled by it.
Immobilized, basically.
Yep.
Just stand there.
You're just pretty colors. And then she's going to shoot at you.
Again. Just no natural 20. I went
So-
a little deep.
All right, so that is a 23 to hit.
It's
Critically?
mm,
Oh.
None.
That is 6 damage.
actually better than the last. No, almost.
Almost better than the
almost
last
better than
one.
the
Yeah.
last one.
So she puts up one of her hands, casts the spell, and as she does, she then reaches back with that same hand and just fires a arrow at you.
Rude.
Davina.
Okay, change of plans. This thing's pretty dangerous. No holding back. I'm looking at as I say it as I run by, and
So you're trying to go to about here?
yeah,
Yes.
and
What could you do?
Recognize spell.
Oh.
As soon
I
as
activate my
I
hammer,
can't get less than a success.
Oh.
and
Now we
I
know.
swing
And
with
I was
a 20
trained.
with a 25.
That will hit.
Yeah.
Not only
that's
was I
huge.
trained, I was an expert.
That's really cool.
Where's my hammer stuff?
Isn't it on that first page?
I just can't remember what it does when
It's just +1.
Is it just +1?
Yep. Electric damage.
No, that's what it normally does. That's 1d.
You've already used it for the dead. Oh, it's been more than 10 minutes, right? Is
Right.
that what it is?
Yeah, this
It's
is 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that I'm doing it right.
I believe it's a D6 added.
I think you're right. Why doesn't it say? Where's my hammer?
Where's my hammer at?
There it is. Found it. Yes, 1d6. That is. Yes. There we go.
That's a decent amount of damage.
Tis indeed. That is 15.
All right.
10 bludgeoning and 5 electrical.
And she turns around and looks you directly in the eyes. Make a occultism check.
That is something I'm trained in, surprisingly enough. Ooh, yuck. That is a 10.
You notice nothing. All right. So, Javin. So, burning with fire then, yes? No?
Just got this little voice coming from the
I was
bushes.
going to say,
Okay.
I howled out, burn the witch!
Oh.
So he will double move. About there. And it's gonna get hot. And he throws an alchemist's fire.
Oh boy.
That's unfortunate.
And he was pretty close to critting on that. So he will hit. And she will take a solid 3 points of damage.
Boom.
And Davina, you take 1.
Right.
As a lick of fire gets on you.
You got it.
Oh, so sorry. I'm trying to burn the witch. And Tim's gonna hate his character.
What did I say?
I wasn't feeling like myself.
It's a cold. It
Ida.
passes.
Yeah, it passes.
She's gritted her teeth ever since the arrow lodged in her leg, and as you pass, she's like, "Okay, good." And the rage comes on her. Her eyes start glowing. She'll run up and just try to swing with her side.
Would you
Let's
like
see.
your rage?
Yes, please. Oh, you want me to reroll?
Yep.
That? Okay. Ah! You... Is that one of the dice hates?
It's an average one. She keeps it.
Roll it like a net.
I know.
Roll it on the table. I don't know.
Okay, that works. That is a 23.
That will hit.
Sick. And that will be 15 damage.
15 damage.
Whacked.
All right. So you come up.
Oh, and it's good damage. I don't know if that does any difference because I'm raging, so it's positive.
Good damage. Pathfinder 2. This is something I should have looked up a while ago, knowing what we were going to be doing.
I mean, who could have known I would have rolled 2 once as we walked along the road? Yeah.
So it'll be an extra 5 damage.
It's so pretty.
Understandable.
So that is a.
I'm just kidding. We were talking about spells. So it was...
No, so was my fault.
So yeah, 5 more damage. Do you have occultism?
Nope, I know nothing.
Okay. Then is that all you know?
That's all I can do.
You
I
attack once?
raged.
Isn't rage
Oh,
is
rage.
rage not free?
It's an action.
Oh, is it? That's sad.
It's okay. You get cool stuff.
But no, you stay raged though, right?
Yeah, for 10 rounds.
Yeah, that's huge.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
I am so big. Then that will be Kitu.
All right. Do I get to roll will?
No.
Only one time.
Yep.
So once it's enthralled. So what do we have to?
It can still do reactions if something does something to it. Otherwise, you have to get it unenthralled, which means you have to touch it, do
Does this thing
something.
have a duration too?
It's sustained.
Gotcha.
You have no idea how long.
Gotcha. I just wanted to.
Unless you want to spend an action to try to figure it
My
out.
little mythic is just trapped, you know. All right, I will move right.
So if we touch it, we're no longer enthralled?
No, if you are touched,
By?
anybody.
So basically, they have to shake you out of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will move here.
Or a hostile action towards you.
and then use my staff of fire to produce flame.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Oh, right.
That
That is
It's confidence. I like it.
16.
will miss.
All right,
Well-
what can do?
Ikadora.
You might as well skip me. I can't do anything.
Sorry. I'm not that sorry.
Hey, snap out of it.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but I like it. And I don't know why.
It's like fireworks shows.
It's like
Kitu's performance.
it's like Kitu, but better. Don't tell him.
Oh, sick burn.
Oh.
I guess I'll just try to fascinate you right now. Like, next turn. I can do that.
Just imagine like when the two owners try to call their dog, like, come to me.
Yeah.
Now that you're a dog.
I mean, I've been called worse. I've also been called bad.
You've been called worse than evil and dog.
So she drops her bow
Thank goodness.
and tries to bite you.
That's so creepy.
And that will be a 29 to hit.
Oh, that's a critical, right?
No, it's not.
My AC is 19 right now.
That's a critical hit.
It's 19 right
It goes
now.
down.
Because
by
it goes
one.
down by 1 for rage.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Thanks.
Very perceptive.
That kind of sucks, huh?
That must hurt a lot.
That's not good, right?
Alright, so let's roll some dice for you. That will be
What's your AC, Josh?
16.
Nice. Okay.
16. Nope. That will be 22 damage. And I need you to make a fortitude save.
Okay, let me do that first. 23. You said,
You pass.
you said 18 damage?
So you're not poisoned.
23.
22.
22.
And then she is going to attempt to... she's going to draw her sword. And that will be the end of her turn.
Do I perceive that as a hostile action towards you?
That's not towards you yet.
No, it's just me going, ah!
And,
I know. Look at it. It's pretty.
Oh, shit.
And make a will save as well.
Holy saves. What does deer head
That's a
mean?
natural.
That's a natural 20. So
Awesome.
she looks you straight in the eyes.
That's a deer.
What the heck?
I see you.
I read that in a book one time too.
And
No kidding.
behind her eyes, you see a form move.
I don't recognize it, do I?
No.
Is it an octopus?
Oh, it's an octopus?
No, why? No, it's not.
That's a
It's a kraken.
It's a deer head.
That's what I thought the
I
first
see.
time I saw it. Too.
Wow. How cool that the design can do that.
Which way are you looking at
It's
it?
like duck rabbit. Or rabbit.
Yeah.
I still just see a deer
Davina.
head everywhere I go.
I know you see a little octopus now.
I look around because obviously she's facing Ida, and I make eye contact with you, and
You would just see a wide-eyed like, what
and
is happening?
I say, Sarah and Ray will help, and I cast my buckler hand out, and I cast Forbidding Ward.
Your buckler hand. I thought you said your butler hand. I was like, what is
My
that?
butler hand. It does everything I ask. It wears the bow tie. And I attack.
Okay.
Ooh, I miss.
Critically?
Yes.
We are not doing great.
Okay. Roll a d20.
17. I'll roll out one next time.
You're right.
I have changed out all my dice.
Alright, so 17 you said?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of crit failure table here.
Okay, Bryce. One more.
Don't call me a
was
failure.
farting.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I forgot hero points existed. That's nice.
They do.
That's good to
All of the things I could have saved.
know.
Like my class trait or my hero points. thyself. Know thyself.
So you are fatigued.
Gives me a -1 on a bunch of stuff. Excuse me. Sir.
Take a -1 penalty on or 2 AC saving throws. Yep. So yeah, all this
And it
swinging
is
about
-1.
with your hammer, you are getting a little tired.
Alright.
Javin.
Hit me, kid.
He looks so cool.
He's going to throw a holy water at you.
At me.
No, at him.
Okay, good.
Please hit.
Just,
And that is a 17 plus 7. So
Oh, it is.
so both of you are awakened from it as water splashes on your face.
Ah!
And then the Aramithit will also get 1 point of good or holy damage. So if it's not evil, so
Yeah.
it also wakes up from
I might have taken some damage from that one. You never know.
it.
Ida just yells, "Oh, it did to me! It was cut my leg!"
That'd be 5 points just if you take holy damage.
Hey, but the glass is lethal. Watch out for that.
Yeah, no kidding. And then he's going to try to shoot her with his crossbow. And that is a 20 to hit, and that misses.
Well, you did mostly well, kid.
And that will now be Ida.
Creeped out. She's just gonna try to hack at her while she's holding under her arm, or whatever she's biting. That is 20, non-natural.
That will miss.
Drat. I'm gonna pop a healing potion real quick.
Okay.
Let's just.
It's just 1d8, isn't it? Or you
I'm
gotta.
gonna do the bigger one.
Okay.
Not that it really helped that much, but
What is touch range?
You have to touch them.
Like,
The 5 foot square next to him.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's far away
Yeah.
from that thing.
You are 10 feet away.
What to do now when you don't have much to do?
You're in flanking though. When you're attacking
Oh, I was
plus
supposed to
2.
get bonuses this whole
Plus
time.
2, but you still miss.
Really?
Yep.
Dang.
With a 22? Then I'm not.
Oh, sorry. No, you hit with the 22.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you would
Okay.
hit.
You would not get her spell DC, but yes, you do hit her.
Sweet. That's great. I don't want to. Let's see.
Wait,
Surprise!
would 15 critically miss?
15 critical? No.
No, I didn't critically miss.
Oh.
20.
Well, that's 13.
So I'm not.
So you're not
Not
fatigued. Yep.
13 damage.
13 damage.
How much did you heal from that?
Not too much. 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're at 23.
She is
Plus 6. I have 6.
looking very ragged.
Okay.
6 temporary? From ranging?
From raging, yeah.
That's cool.
And it is Kitu.
Yeah. Let's see.
Alright. Can my Mythit do something now?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, my Mythit is going to
Mythit.
fly up in the air and go right here and then attack with his cone thing.
Okay. So that is breath weapon,
Yes.
and that will be DC 17 reflex. And she passes.
Alright, so this doesn't do anything, right?
So yes, it does not affect her.
Okay, and then I guess might as well try to attack.
Okay.
So what would my plus...
It would be plus 5.
Hey, 21 wasn't the worst.
That will hit.
Hey, okay. So it's a 1d6,
1d6 plus 1.
5 damage.
So it's and ends up, take my strong hand. How much damage was it? 6?
5. All
All right,
right.
Kadora.
Wait.
Oh no, you
My
get to
Mythit,
move. Yeah.
No, now I'm going. I am going to.
That was good.
That was real good. I'll cast Shattering Gem on Ida.
Okay. So you would have to move.
I'm gonna
to-
extend it.
Okay.
I'm using all 3 of my actions so.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yes, yeah, I'll do that.
Igadora.
I'm using my elemental toss. So I'll flick my wrist, I fling a chunk of my elemental matter, and I just make a spell attack.
Okay.
It's for the love of the dice. What is that? 17?
That will miss.
Oh, of course it will.
Yep.
Of course it will.
At least it wasn't a critical.
I use my remaining action, since I did not move, to retreat.
Okay.
Approximately at a distance of 30 feet from said foe.
Okay. I need you to make a will save.
No, you don't.
Oh
Would you-
wait,
unless you wanna
wait,
go
you
away
get to
from
choose where you
the-
move. I was moving you for you, so
You could go that way and avoid the
Avoid
razzle
yes.
dazzle.
avoid the first.
Yeah, I'm going that way.
That'll be fine. Yep.
Does that mean technically now I'm flanking?
That's true.
In a manner of speaking, just you don't get the bonuses for it. Yeah.
That's what
All right. So she is
focus spells are once
Yep.
per long rest
once per
day.
prayer, or I guess for you it'd be like meditation.
Is that like 10 minutes? Or like
It's
an
a
hour?
10 minutes meditation, like you
Okay,
for
that's
your
what I-
forms. Yep.
Thought it. Josh, do you have like all the books in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Well,
I'm looking at trying to get some stuff. So.
it's going to move here.
Mhm.
How I wish to take a moment.
You're right.
You just have to order all of the sets. That's basically.
Well, I'm just trying to make sure that it's Pathfinder 2 and not Pathfinder 1 that I'm doing.
And then I need the Miffit, Davina, and Ida to make a will save.
That will probably
Natural
fail.
20.
Okay.
That's a 8.
Roll the deer again.
19.
I rolled a deer.
All right. So you fail. You are. What was yours?
I'm not
The Miffit?
within range.
The Miffit.
Oh, for the Miffit? Oh.
Yep.
It was bad.
Okay.
It failed.
Well,
So
there are critical failures, so.
It rolled an 11.
that will be a critical failure. Oh no, it gets a +9.
Oh, +9?
Yeah.
Oh, then it
Still
was
a failure, but
yeah.
so you are stunned, blinded for 1 round, and you are dazzled for 1 minute.
Alright.
So it just a spray of colors comes out from her hands.
Fun.
Ugh.
In
Like Lucky Charms went wrong.
a manner of speaking,
Wait, so it hit. How did it hit all of these?
it's a 20-foot cone. She had some.
Oh, she's right here.
Yep.
Ah, I was wondering where
Sorry,
she was.
15-foot cone. Yeah. So, all right. That will be her turn. And where you've seen color spray before, this one was much darker looking than anything you've seen in the past. It has almost like a purple haze to it.
Gross. Purple.
Davina,
Alright. She's still in between us, or has she moved?
she moved behind you,
Oh, fun.
but you are stunned.
I'm stunned 1, right?
Yep.
Means I lose 1 action.
Is that right? Yeah. You can't act. A stunned value indicates how many total actions you lose. Yep, so you lose 1 action.
And the other thing was blinded?
Yes.
Alright then.
And dazzled for 1 round. Dazzled, all creatures and objects are concealed from you.
Which means.
Concealed is you have to make a DC 5 flat check when targeting that character. There.
Sorry, give me a second. There it is.
Unexpected combats are the best.
This thing is quite interesting.
Excuse me. Jeez, what's going on? Perfect. Would I have heard her move around me?
Yes.
All right, then I turn around, or don't turn. I spin in place and burning hands.
Okay. You will still need the DC 5 flat check.
All right. Miss.
So you will end up. You thought you knew where she was, but it was just off enough.
All right. And that's all I got.
Javin.
Well, I'm assuming that's all I got.
We
We dexterously held hands.
They almost are locked. It was close.
That's cute. And yeah, you both missed the water bottle.
Yep. We all know what the real reason for reaching for the water bottle is now.
I take that back. I am. Never mind. I'm wearing healer's tools, so yeah, that's good. I'm gonna do battle medicine on myself.
Okay.
Or am I? No. You did damage to me last time, right? When you hit me with or when I had to do the save that I failed.
I don't remember.
With the color or a different?
Oh, that was color spray.
Yeah,
So
it was
never
color
mind.
spray,
I don't do battle medicine on myself. I'm not hurt very much. All right, then never mind. I don't do it.
So his first attack with the crossbow misses. He reloads, which is one action, and then it breaks on him.
Oh no!
The crossbow does.
Yeah.
Was that a natural one? It's pretty bad.
He rolled a 2, but it's still a critical failure. Yeah. So the string breaks. He has others, but he's not going to be able to use it the rest of his combat.
But he can repair. I thought
Yeah,
the whole
not
thing.
the whole thing. No, but the string broke. He'll have to restring it,
Okay.
basically.
It was.
Shoot.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin Tim's character.
Yeah, I
for
was
him.
gonna say because that crossbow's
your
expensive.
crossbow's broken. By the way,
I got it off Craigslist.
And that will be Ida.
Okay, let's see what we can do. I'm gonna run up.
Who knew one person would cause so much problems?
can you get into flanking or no?
I can't that far. I could get to right here, which is a little closer to flanking, but
Not quite. Yep.
all right. All right. Nope.
Your point.
Yeah, I could. I might. Yeah, let's try it. And we'll switch dice. This is a good idea.
Yeah, always a good idea.
No, actually, that was a good idea. That is going to be 24.
That will hit.
So, let's do something.
Just kill it.
All right, that's 5. Great.
So close. You took half of its remaining hit points.
And then a question.
Yes.
Because it has the trip action, do I still take a penalty if I try to trip her with this as my last action?
No. So
I
it
can
would.
just use an athletics
Aren't
check
you
to
raging
try
right
to.
Yes.
Oh,
Don't you get
2 more damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like,
Oh.
you
More than half
sold yourself
remaining.
short.
Thanks.
So you're able to trip.
Uh-huh. Do I take a penalty because
so-
it's later on?
No, so you'll be using your athletics. You'll get a
Mhm.
+2 to it.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd roll, add your athletics, and +2.
Okay, let's try it. My challenge to myself was to do more athletic stuff this time, so that is going to be 23.
23.
Mm-hmm.
She will fall.
I was gonna say, what is just for future reference? What is that again? What's her stat that's against?
I believe that is against athletics DC.
Okay.
She'll fall prone.
Yes.
Nice.
You're like,
job.
stop it.
Yeah, athletics is trip.
Yeah,
Or
it's
trip is athletics, rather.
just too bad that I got 1 on my D10.
That is sad. That's the worst. That's the worst that can happen.
All right.
I
Q2.
could've missed.
All right, my Miffit is going to fly on over to her again
Okay.
and try the air burst again.
Okay.
So that is, what is it again? A DC?
She rolls her DC and she will fail this time.
Hey.
Regular failure, but still a failure.
So 2d6 plus 1.
So,
She does.
yeah, she has 2 hit points.
Oh.
So,
You gone.
so
Somehow rolls
the
off.
air Miffit just takes everything it has and blows out towards her, and the wind slashes across her body and ends up delivering the fatal blows. Blows. I didn't even think about it. Rising up from her, a shadowy cloud will appear. Roll occultism if you have it.
I don't see
I'd
it.
swipe at it, but I wouldn't do anything.
16.
I don't have it.
I just go.
Oh, I should roll for jabbing.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
If he's got it.
I'm fairly certain he has it. Alchemist is like a mix of rogue. It gets him a decent.
Have you ordered any of those spell decks yet?
No, not yet. I want to, but I need to deposit some birthday checks.
Well, don't order Divine or Arcane.
Okay.
Or Binders to put them in.
Okay. So he does have occultism. Hey, he did something well. That is a 28.
Nice.
And as the air forms, you, in your minds, once again, you hear, I see you. I have seen you before. And it dissipates.
Well.
Icador, can you make a will save?
Oh no. Your best friend with colors left.
20.
Okay. For a moment, you see large wooden doors, and they're starting to crack open. Crack open. And as you
That's a terrifying
focus,
sight.
I'm not ready to see. They shut again.
Eat a
They
ribs.
hear whimpering
Aw.
from the tree that I am hiding behind.
And you are out of combat.
Okay, so who's hurt?
My feet, my body, my itch. It's all bad over here. I don't know what to do.
You need a cream for the itch, but I know a guy.
I don't. We'll have to have a talk about this kind of itch, but I'm not doing great.
I just gotta stand up straight. I'm like, nope, I'm good. No talk for me. And I just beeline towards Ida.
And I congratulate my Miffit, Lylan. Is his name.
Okay. And what's 1 minute? I think he's able.
Yeah. I'm gonna,
And his minute, as you're thanking him, he's, "You're welcome." It just dissipates.
yeah. I'm gonna name all my elementals different every time I summon them.
Ida's still kind of like quivering with the aftermath of adrenaline.
Cool. So
And,
you will take. I need to remember this.
She relays to you what she saw when the lady was biting her arm.
When the lady was what?
Biting her arm.
Oh.
Heal anybody but me, by the way. I took no damage in that.
Just really, really enamored by some stuff.
Yeah. I took a lot of emotional damage near the end. But
Yeah.
that was good. I wasn't expecting that. So I appreciate that.
You're
There it
welcome.
is. Jeez, I was like, why can't I not find this?
Wouldn't be a gothic horror campaign if we don't have mental damage coming at us.
Do I need to roll a couple D4?
18 health.
No dad jokes were mentioned.
No. Okay.
Did a new one come out today?
Yes, it did.
Dang it.
Man, that's good.
Is it? I'm a little concerned because we're nearing the end of the season,
Did
and
you
I
take
like
any
these characters,
poison damage?
Me too.
Okay.
but they're gonna end up having new characters.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm still excited though.
I'm excited it's not ending.
Yes.
Yes.
I was worried how they were going to make that transition.
Yep. I was also glad that the one before this one, they mentioned. Oh, by the way, we're not done. We're
Right.
like there's more coming. Just
right. Don't.
it's gonna be different. That's all.
Stop crying.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
All right. So, what would you like to do?
I'd like to go get some sleep. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah.
What was that?
it looked like our friend that we didn't kill before, that we were kind of uncertain about. Kind of looked like that one, the witch.
Like creepy.
A little.
No, this was not the witch.
Well, I mean,
Not all things that
Didn't
look
you
alike
see?
are the
Didn't
same.
you see their eyes?
I was too busy not trying to die.
And looking at a fancy orb.
Look, kid, I think we've determined my concentration isn't always perfect. I'm enthralled by you, after all.
So, you explain that when you got to look in her actual eyes, that there was a presence behind them.
It was creepy. It was like someone was talking through her almost.
A puppet.
Yeah,
I don't like puppets.
they're creepy.
Yeah.
It's just because you guys haven't seen the right one. Have you seen the one where it's the guy and he's got the big nose and the hammer, and then there's this other one and it's a girl and she's all loud and obnoxious and they hit each other? Oh man, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I think I would be significantly less enthralled by that.
It's because you haven't seen it yet.
Probably
I
true.
mean, it sounds interesting to me.
Could we also maybe get some of that sleep we were talking about before we attacked?
Yeah, this has been quite an eventful day, to say the least.
You can carry your pack now.
Understandable. Thanks for what you did, though.
She carried it for like 20 seconds.
I can't be mad at you. You kind of, like, I don't know, like almost killed a spider witch thing.
Well,
And then Blowboy came by and just kind of...
That means different thing where I come from.
That's also really well executed. I'm glad that didn't go wasted.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
So we've got the fruit. We did the witch thing.
She's dead on the ground, and her limbs and stuff have curled in on her. Like any good spider.
does she have any loot?
I was
Can we
looking
I've been
spider?
I've been sitting
Yeah.
here looking at the items, going, they're just going to walk away from a
No,
body.
no,
come on,
Is this
absolutely
going to
not.
happen?
This is John.
This feels a lot like it's going to happen.
No,
I was
Rip
waiting to
the
see if
legs
anybody
off
was going
one
to do it
by
in character
one.
and then figure out the best way for me to do it. Because this character is not exactly.
A looter.
Well, a loot heavy character. Yeah.
I
So-
am.
You receive a composite short bow with 20 arrows.
Are you?
I'm not taking that.
I'll hand you the
Well,
one.
That's
Of,
the bow. Oh, you want me to? Oh, you mean as far as writing it down?
Yeah, I was like, if you're gonna loot, you gotta
Okay,
record all this stuff,
I'm writing it
man.
down.
I'm new to looting.
A hide armor. A short sword.
I need the sea armor.
And a messenger bag made of spider silk.
Made of misroll.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. Containing. No.
42 literally.
Ingots.
Made of what?
Spider silk.
Which means it's extra light, extra durable, and extra expensive.
I watch you guys do this with a slight expression of disapproval,
Not gonna
but I'm
lie.
not going to stop you.
I kind of like the bag. Anybody got an objection to Mama taking the bag?
Um,
Well, I think it would make a nice side satchel for you,
What? Who was that?
Javin.
I forgot
It's
you were
Faye.
here.
Was that a Faye voice?
No, but it was something she would say.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
If you wouldn't mind tonight, whenever we're around the fire, could I examine it and see exactly how strong it might be?
As long as I get it back.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's yours for a minute.
There's no way Tim's character sounds like that.
Oh no, he's very much like
We don't know what he's
Much more morose. Yeah.
That's the way that I could talk.
But he should be here and have talked more. So.
Yeah.
And Tim's going to watch this. I'm just joking, friend. Come back.
Are you all done?
You not want free stuff.
Oh, you're feeling a little tired right now.
Yeah, I
You're
am.
fatigued, one, because you have exited rage.
Oh, okay.
It's only for a minute, but that matters in combat.
I'm fatigued. Well, fatigued me. I'm just gonna pick it up and bring it over the trees and kind of lay it down underneath the tree, and you hear her whisper something.
You get the idea that you should probably try to bless it.
I don't have bless.
More of a perform a religious ritual.
That's what actually something I was looking at to see see what I needed to do as far as ceremony was concerned.
Oh, are you coming over?
Give me a second.
So I will probably have you roll society.
Me?
Yes. And if you don't have it, you can ask around to see if anyone else
I do.
does. Roll society for him.
I apologize in advance. Oh, not anymore. Natural 20 plus 8. 28.
Okay. So
Where were you earlier?
Sarenrae would likely to cleanse anything or for their ritual would be to burn it.
Burn it. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, as soon
I
as
can do that.
fire is
I can
I was
do
going to say, why don't you let me do it?
Oh. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Are you positive? Can I help a little?
No.
Can I start it?
Back off. Okay. And then I go over and
I'm so proud. I have such kindred with you right now.
This is probably something that Davina would take much more serious than
very
yeah.
seriously.
I don't understand. You're just gonna set it on fire.
And
Jeez.
so
We should
I
probably
will-
not burn it under the tree, yeah.
Well, I was gonna I'll take the body over to wherever there's a clearing and clear out all the extra refuse and dead wood and all that kind of stuff.
Wrap her in her
And,
web.
you have to give
Spider
up your
silk.
bag.
Spider silk doesn't burn very well. At least
It's like a
when
bonnet.
At least when it's made to be lasting. And then kind of sets things up.
This will take a little bit.
I mean, it's not gonna.
meditate.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay.
it's not
Yep.
gonna be like
Yeah.
it's not gonna be like hours, but it'll be
10, 15 minutes?
Yeah, at least.
Easily.
I'll
Yeah.
meditate.
And so sets the body up, sets things up, and then looks around, kind of makes sure that things are safe. And I guess she does the different things depending on is the scene safe.
Yeah.
So she goes into kind of a lotus sit, and then just basically has her buckler kind of in the ground in front of her, so she can look at the holy symbol while there's the body beyond. It reaches around it, and then it flows out burning hands.
Roll religion.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this guy. That was a poor decision. 15.
Still high enough, all right. So you reach around and you cast Burning Hands. And as you cast it, the body starts to engulf in flames. A light, brighter than what you would expect from the flames, briefly comes over the body and then flows back to you. And that spell is not charged against you for the day.
I mean, it's a cantrip, so. No, it
Burning Hands is a
it-
level 1.
It's a level 1.
Yep. And you get a hero point.
Yay! Success.
Okay. So after that is complete, the fire has burned out, the body engulfed. It is evening now, starting to get much darker, being that it's always overcast. And not much light penetrates those clouds. Would you
We
like
made
to?
it 20 feet into a half day journey.
It wasn't. No, you made it about half of the journey
Okay.
overall.
Have you seen the Divine Intercessions?
Mm-mm.
You should check those out.
Yeah.
I think they'll play well into what you want to do.
Well,
Well, yeah, let's go. That was quite the
That's why
detour.
it might be worthwhile to know who's following what. Because I think that would be kind of cool to see that show up on.
Yeah. I'm also very excited for whenever this next book comes out, and I plan to buy it because it has a much more fleshed out how magic works in this world in it. So I'm excited to read that.
I would say, I mean, again, this is just for fleshing out things and making things a little bit more interesting. If you guys don't have a deity, find one that fits. There's a bunch out there too, so you should be able to find one that works out pretty well.
So, are you going to camp or
We can finish out the rest of the journey.
How much
together.
longer?
It's
do you
a-
think it's dark?
it's going to be another probably 4 hours or so,
and
and
it's what time?
it is dark now
To get back to camp,
to get back to the area. Yeah, the fort.
The fort.
Yeah,
Right,
or
yeah.
aspiring fort.
Raven's Roost.
Yes.
I guess we'll set up camp then.
Do we think there's gonna be more creepy things around here?
Probably, judging by
Potentially.
the nature of everything.
but if we want, we can set a watch and we have fire.
We do have.
Does fire
And you can
keep
continue
away
on as well.
creepy
That
things?
is,
I
I
was
mean,
going to say if,
you have traveled in the dark
I'm
before,
down
and
to
Javin
walk
has
if we want to walk.
most definitely traveled in the dark.
and I can see in the dark. Half
Me
of us
too.
can.
I have
Good
low
too.
light vision.
So let's why don't we make it back? I think
We'll
a good
just-
night's sleep, and again, getting the fruit back in a timely manner, I think will be the best for everything.
All right, everyone roll survival.
Also, once I realized that I was not the only one who was going to care for the body, I would have sat and meditate while you did your thing,
Okay.
so I can get mine back.
21.
23.
10.
16.
All right, the two of you go ahead and roll a d20.
4.
9.
Why you guys roll so low?
And
We
we
rolled
fight
high on the other one.
another one.
No, you guys are able to make it back throughout the night, and as you come into camp, they are winding down. They've had dinner and they're resting. It appears that Gemma is still sitting next to the fire, and Winnery and what was the spider's name?
Oh. I did not write it down.
No one asked the spider's name? Huh.
Yes, we did, but I didn't write it down.
I didn't write it
Tim-
down either.
Tim wrote it down.
Tim wrote it down.
He wasn't even
He's
here.
not even here.
Tim wrote it down!
Yeah. I relinquished the writing down for this,
What-
this chapter.
Lash. That's right.
I should have remembered.
Yeah, we
I
should have
knew.
remembered
I was
that.
gonna say I knew I remembered asking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now I remember why.
Yeah. Also, why you might not have wrote it down. We could just, oh yeah, I remember that.
Also, let me know, and this is I doubt we'll ever do this, but let me know if we run into the spawn of Robagug.
Okay. You're probably going to need to remind me of that. But yes, Lash and Winnery are off in one corner. Looks to be in just discussions about magic and other things.
Excuse me, Lash. You got any family around here?
These woods are filled with my kind.
Yeah. We just filled the woods with the ashes of one of your kind.
Okay, ease it up.
What happened?
What's it look like? We was attacked.
That is why I protected my area so much.
You sure?
We brought your fruit.
I'm just kind of sitting here watching, waiting for this dummy to do something dumb, which he's doing. She's doing.
That's right, I am.
Do you have family?
Of course.
Do any of them ever do anything that you are not related
Never. Not the Fawokos. Take it back.
to?
Don't ever let such evil words cross your lips again, okay?
Did you get this spiderling's name then?
She was shooting arrows at us.
The name of the spider that you slew.
One who shoots arrows and dazzles us with balls of light.
Oh, so you ran into a magic spider, so obviously they're related to me.
I mean, same woods, same look.
Stop
Same
it. Edith gets in between you
spells.
guys. and
Look,
pulls
I'm
you
just trying to
aside.
get the information that we didn't get from the
It's
thing that
not
attacked
important
us.
at the moment.
Why not?
Who's carrying the fruit?
So, what happened to you that has affected you so much?
Don't want to talk about
I can read your fate instead.
what. What does that mean? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do with all that junk?
You gonna look in my mind?
I do remember. She did say something. She said something about she's seen our fortunes. I don't know if that means anything.
The fates are tied to a lot, and if she's a spell user like me, there's a chance that she was able to see someone or your fate.
Well, she didn't like it, apparently.
I didn't like it.
We saw a black figure too.
What do you mean, a black figure?
Somebody inside her eyes at one point.
So then she was not of my kind. Or was, but no longer.
Yeah, they were.
She's given to some of the darkness that's claiming this land. There's a being, I don't know if it's a god, demon, or otherwise, but something is corrupting the woods, this island.
Have you ever interacted with it?
I've tried not to gaze into that fate.
How do you... What is your experience with this darkness?
And she steps away for a moment, and she begins to weave some web. And as she casts it out, she also casts grim tendrils on it. And it begins to move and flail about. You see where my hand is touching now, and it's touching like the center of the web as it spreads out. And you see the tendrils starting to wrap around the web and continue to move. So this white silk is slowly becoming digested and becoming dark and tainted. A being came to this island. And as others have started to look at it, it is beginning to corrupt them. Some that are weak, others that have gazed into its soul. I've tried to avoid it. That's why I lived in my tree and told others not to come. But it cannot be ignored. It must be dealt with in one form or another. And she looks at you in the eyes for a moment. Are you going to continue to look at her?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm enthralled.
And for a moment, her eyes glaze over. And she drops that and winds another thread. In the thread, you see that it is almost pure silk. And as you look closer, it is beginning to wrap with small tendrils. And the tendrils start to move a little. And then it sucks back. And then it moves a little. And it sucks back. It seems that you may have had an encounter with this being, but it's been shut off from your mind. You are a caster, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I would invest heavily in mental management. It wants you. I don't know how you were exposed. You don't seem evil, but it wants you.
What does it want?
To corrupt. It lies in the in-between. One of those things where it's just outside of the vision, at the boundaries of things, between the light and the darkness, corrupting, trying to engulf all. It wants you. It wants everything. It hungers.
Why me? I mean, these guys seem to be fine.
You've interacted with it somehow. And from what I can tell, this is not the interaction you most recently had. And as she's working the web, you notice that initially it's very white. This was your birth, and here you are now. And it continues up to a younger age, and you see initial blackness, and then it grays. Or not quite gray, it's more like a dull purple. And it continues on to where it doesn't appear anymore. And then once again, at this very end, it is dark again for just a briefest of times. So you've interacted with this being twice now.
What do I do from here?
Whatever you did for the past several years, continue doing that. Do not seek it out.
It seemed to just find me. I wasn't particularly out there saying, "Oh, Mr. Key, find me."
Well, then hope that today's interaction does not bring further problems to you.
That was helpful, slightly confusing. Also, this is cool.
I'm a spinner of fates.
I like it. By the way, just that you can't see in my mind, can you?
We could spend some time, and I might be able to share some of your senses for a little, or I could even brew a potion that would allow you to share a memory with me. But it would not be something easy to do, and to tell you the truth, we might need some magical help.
We'll come back to that. I got some things that I got an itch that needs scratching. You know what I'm saying.
I can make you a remedy for that too if you need.
We'll talk about it. Nobody else seems to want to talk about it, but we'll talk about it.
Fair enough. And I see you brought some fruit then.
Oh yeah, we got the fruit. A lot of it.
Yeah. Get you back.
And so Winry. So it seems that you brought the fruit back. I really appreciate it. And I don't know if that was Winry's voice, but it is right now. And that will probably change several times throughout this campaign, just so you're aware.
Next time I come back, she's Australian.
Thank you. I will take... you have 10. If I could just have half of them, and each of you can keep one for yourselves.
Sounds good. I'm pretty hungry. Do you eat this? I don't know.
I would save it for a special occasion. If you want, we could probably dry it and it'll last longer.
That
I
sounds
like
great.
jerky. Keith, do you had jerky?
Yeah, jerky's pretty good.
That's pretty great.
And so they go back to discussing, and now they're holding the fruit, and they're just having a discussion about what they could use it for. And so, did you have fun?
Yeah, it was quite. Didn't expect those bats to be that big, to be honest.
Oh, they were big, huh?
Massive.
They're just fruit bats. I'm surprised they even attacked you.
You got some big fruit. You got big bats.
I mean,
You got big spiders.
well, yeah. This woods is full of danger.
Yeah. And then I am a little goblin.
Not quite just a goblin, though.
I mean, I got some advantages.
Do you roll with that?
I roll with lots of things, but mostly get carried on the back of these guys.
Oh,
A little older, the knees a little puffy. The arms a little stiff.
so tell me all about it.
Well,
Your adventure.
we met the witch, and she was very nice, and we didn't end up having to end up being scary or anything like that, and she was really nice. And
Yeah, I'm sorry for the ruse. We had made a deal that if a group of adventurers, one that I thought would not attack her. If they were to meet her and not attack, that she would join our band of heroes here. She has kept these woods safe for a long time, and yeah,
It was a good deal.
it certainly was. We've had one group of adventurers that thought it would be better to attack her, and it turns out that just because you're not evil doesn't make you good.
No, I like that. I'm remembering that. Yeah, then we wandered up to the where the trees were with all the fruit. That was kind of cool. And
That was actually a pretty decent quote.
I like that. Right?
yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. You know, shot some wind at some bats, punched some bats, I guess, and sliced them in half. Pretty
Oh,
cool. Yeah, he does pretty good at that.
I burned a wolf.
Oh yes, this wolf was very mean.
I made it shoot fire out of its mouth.
wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
So, well, I guess you've completed 2 of the tasks. If you would like, we can just go ahead and allow you to step in as initiates, or you could try to complete the 3rd task as well. It's up to you.
Could we maybe sleep first?
I mean, absolutely. You do seem a little tired.
A little bit.
It was a big day.
What's the task?
The last task was from Durgat, I believe. The impress him.
Correct. You mentioned that.
I think Kitu could probably spin something up. Might impress him a little bit.
Yeah, you
Oh,
tried that
that
yesterday.
Nice.
Didn't pan out.
New day.
Close. I was close though.
Oh, well, yeah, you can try again.
Actually, I bet the spider could impress their god. I was pretty into that.
So, well, I do have a little bit of stew left if you want some stew.
Certainly.
And it's a venison stew. So it's got some potatoes and carrots and venison in it. So feel free, help yourself. And yeah, I guess I'll just kind of hang out with you by the fire until you're ready for bed. And
I think we're all ready for bed.
oh,
But
okay.
You're
Well,
more than welcome to hang out.
I intend to. I like gazing into the fire. It's nice. It's refreshing.
It is pretty nice, isn't it? The way it sparkles and shimmers.
Dances.
It does. It's like a beautiful orchestra.
Yeah,
Fire is like its own performance.
it is.
How old are you?
That's very forward of you.
Um,
Yeah, go ahead. No.
I mean, I'm in my 30s.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you had a bedtime. Forgive me. You look like.
I know this
Yeah.
form is deceiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. When you're young, you got a bedtime and you don't want it. When you're in your 20s, you don't have a bedtime, but you need one. And when you're my age, you fall asleep wherever your butt lands. We should probably all just go get some sleep.
I have a second secret for you. You work hard enough during the day. You want to go to bed whenever you can.
Yes. Or you're just old.
Fair.
I'm somewhere in the middle.
All right. So you guys are welcome to ask her any questions, or you can make your way to bed.
What would impress Durga?
And she looks around for a moment.
I think she
Remember,
told
it's
us
the
already.
thing that we have to do something nice for someone and they don't know.
Yeah, like an unsung hero type thing.
Yes, that is what you want to do. Again, there's a village not too far from here,
Oh, that's right. They got the water.
Norwolfstead. They're having some issues with their water. It is seems to be poisonous.
How far away is the
It
village,
is
you
it
said?
is south from here, and it's not terribly far. Maybe a few hours.
Wonderful.
Do they
If
know
you
you're
had
telling us
curiosity,
this?
do you have purified food and drink?
I want you to succeed,
The only downside is it only does 8 gallons of water.
and they shouldn't tell me secrets if I can't play with them.
You remind me
The
of someone I know.
river is fed by a spring. And the spring is small.
I don't know what they're talking
I don't know either, but
Purify the spring
Wolfstead is a well town.
and purify the
So
river.
they get their source of
Right,
From a
I can
well,
do
yeah.
Okay.
I can do
How long is
detect
it been
poison,
poisoned
so
for?
that should allow me to find the source. And if we remove the
people
source, then it'll be
recently-
okay. But I
It's
can-
been more
I
recent.
can purify. Like I said, they're
I
8
considered
gallons
going
at
to
a
try to
time,
handle it myself,
I
but
can only do that
you all came along
once.
just in time.
Huh.
So it'll make a decent test for you and
But
a
if we
testament to
remove the
and roll
source, then we
diplomacy,
should be
the
in
two of you.
should be in good shape.
16.
17.
Is that using your
Yeah,
okay?
I rolled out poorly.
So she
I can create water at will if I want.
plus
to,
side is
but that doesn't fix
that
the
it will be
problem.
real hard for people to remember that you're the ones that did it because most of them are a little drunk.
Oh, I see.
They've stopped drinking the water and started drinking the wine.
As it should be.
So bonus points
Okay.
if you can figure it out.
Sounds like it would be a challenge in more way than one. With everyone being out of their minds a little bit. That'd be interesting.
I'll let them know.
So, well, I guess it's off to bed then. Unless you have anything else you'd like to ask.
Nope, I think I'm all good.
Got any sort
Very
of general
interesting.
information that we should just know?
I can tell you that if you want. We don't need to keep her any longer. Sorry, we were having this whole side conversation while you guys were talking. It was just-
Would you like Flint to keep you company tonight?
Oh, I thought I still had him.
I mean, while you're gone, I cleaned him up a little and
Well, that's all right. I feel better.
good.
Who's Flint?
You got
It's
anything
a
for a
stone. He's
magical
tried
itch?
to make fire. Good night.
Say what?
You got anything for magical itch?
I do not. No, I mean, there's one cure that I could give you, but I don't really like to do that in this form. And she gives you a wink.
So I'm okay. Well, fine.
It's death.
Oh. Sometimes I'm not opposed. It flares up real bad sometimes.
I can end it for you, but I like you.
I mean,
I mean, you're a little grumpy at times, but you're old, so I get it.
yeah, I'm grumpy a lot of the times.
Yeah.
If you've been dealing with this for as long as I have, you'd probably be a little upset about it too. I guess I'll just go to bed.
All right, well,
I'm already
good
there.
night.
You hear vigorous scratching coming from my tent.
Okay. Davina,
Yes.
are you doing anything or going to bed?
I'm going to pray and then go to bed.
So as you pray, once again, you, almost like you did before, you sit down, lotus position, and looking at your shield as you're praying, and it seems to reflect the light just a little more than it should, as your spells and stuff are going to be reset overnight. Q2?
I'm going to bed as well.
Okay. And then Javin has spent a decent amount of time talking to Winnery and Lash. So, and then he will end up going to bed as well. Everyone roll a perception, and we'll call it initiative, but you're not going into combat.
14.
Oh, just about 13, 14.
14,
21.
21, and 11. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
More nightmarish snores.
Davina, you are the first to wake up. And what would you like to do?
I am going to pray again and basically get the spells that I need for today.
Okay. And then who is next in order?
Oh, I guess me.
Yeah. So you wake up, what would you like to do?
I guess I would go out to the tent and see if there's like a campfire or anything breakfast set up or who's out and about.
Okay. So the fire is on its last bit of coals. You're able to restock that if you would like.
I will.
And you do hear chopping in the distance. And roll perception.
Ooh, rough. Rough day. 9.
Okay. So
It wasn't you
me.
today.
So, as you
Didn't you drop it earlier?
Oh, I threw it while I was trying to roll it. Yeah, so that's true.
She didn't drop it. She threw it.
With purpose.
as you
All the flies are gone today.
yeah, there haven't been any at all,
It's like
Man.
huh?
That was so cool.
You hear someone walking into the camp area, and as you turn, it is a young woman who is wearing a fox mask and has brown fur all over her, like a deep oak wood fur.
Oh.
From her, two tails, like a bisected tail, comes out and around her body as she seems to just have wrapped it around the front of her. She has like a lighter green tunic on, and with some browns and stuff throughout it. Appears to be like a leather cuirass, or not cuirass, bodice. And you see a, I think it's Wazakaki. Is that the ninja?
Oh,
Blade.
Wazaki. I think.
Something like that, yes.
Something like that.
And you see that single blade behind her back. And she is carrying 3 rabbits.
Wow.
Large rabbits as well, like very plump.
Okay. I'll reach out. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't think I've seen you around here.
But I've seen you.
Oh, it's not creepy. What is your name?
Gemma.
Oh, Gemma.
Yes.
I see. So this must be your other form.
This is my fox form, yes.
Ah, well, what do you think of mine?
You kill with these one-liners.
It's very foxy.
Thanks, I mean, yes, so are yours. So is yours. That's very cool.
Please.
This is getting awkward. I'll let you go back to your business.
Are the rabbits alive?
No, they've been
Scared.
so no, they have been stabbed.
Oh,
A single stab wound through the neck
okay.
to the heart.
Cool.
Sorry, I just not very often I see Kitsune around. So
I'm sorry as well. I don't typically come back here in this form, but I was hunting this morning and wanted to get anything else along the way.
well, it looks like you were successful.
Yeah, so we'll be having some rabbit this morning.
Lovely.
It's not summer, is it? Candy rabbits.
I don't. Are you there now?
No.
I was going to respond. Who was next in the initiative order? So you wake up as well, and you're coming out of the tent around that
I'm
time.
wiping drool off of the stuffed animals and pushing inside. And I'll get up and nod good morning to anyone I see and start clearing that area that Winnery told me about with the side.
Okay. And she, you looked at, do you acknowledge that she's a different person at all? Because she's like 3 feet taller.
Oh, she's in the area. Okay.
Yeah.
We're all there?
Yeah.
Oh. Let's just
Gemma.
look at.
It's Gemma.
You know that weapon's ill-suited for you, correct?
It was given me. I don't complain about that.
Would you like me to fix it?
What does that mean?
Make it a little more proper for your body style and fighting habits, I'm betting.
Sure. I'm just getting used to the thing.
And as I'm getting used to it, she moves with quickness that you haven't seen before. And her blade, for a moment, comes out and slashes and then back in. And she cuts it just below that handle.
You broke it?
I took in about half, and this will allow you to actually utilize it better than what you were.
I'll try
It's
it
not going to be
out.
great for cutting grass all the time, but it's much better for killing your enemies.
I'm gonna kind of put my hand on my staff. Don't get any ideas, okay? Yeah. I like the length of my staff.
Don't leave alone.
From behind you. That means two things. As I
We
come
know it
walking
means
out.
something different where she comes from. You come from a strange place, my friend.
I heard a morning joke. That was well done, K2. You're getting
you,
good at
thank
the
you.
comedy thing.
See, a joke you can understand.
Hey, careful, but also true.
I've got a comment for after the show.
After. Sorry. Okay, we're leaving. I'm gonna go try to cut some grass.
Everybody likes them after, actually.
Oh, so I'm a pastor, I promise.
Hey, God said it was good.
That's true.
Amen.
Well, then I guess I will take care of these, and breakfast should be prepared soon.
Out of curiosity, it's not summer, is it? You can't eat rabbit in the summer.
What does that even mean?
You can't eat rabbit in the summer. You can eat it in the winter, but not in the summer, because there's worm larvae in the meat. That if you
Have you got sick?
fun
before?
fact, everybody, you can't hunt and eat rabbit in the summer because
I mean, I bet you can.
Yeah.
It's just a really bad idea.
yeah, it's a bad idea.
So
It's fall.
I
It's
mean,
fall time.
no fruit and herb.
that actually
no worms
happens
and
more
rabbit.
in the
Wow,
winter
okay.
time in Estonia.
Okay, kind of down for that. I like it.
But no, it is probably early fall.
Okay.
So
Out of curiosity, how'd you get 3 of them with a dagger?
very quickly.
I can see that. It's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Husband had to set traps. I'm assuming
I'm
you are the trap.
training at the same time.
Okay.
It seems simple to trap them.
Big fox.
It's a lot harder to sneak up on them and take them from the neck.
You might be able to get more if she did both.
It's not necessarily about getting them. We are able to get food.
You want to have a little fun. I understand.
Yes, I'm in it for the kill.
Make a game out of it. I like you.
Yes.
Who are you?
Gemma.
Oh, you look different as the big fox lady.
Yes, I am.
I like it.
And this is how I survived. And she walks away.
Okay, bye. Good morning.
With somewhat of a haunted, this is how I survived, just barely out of audible range. Or barely inside of audible range.
That was kind of weird. Where'd Davina go? She walked that way?
No, I came out and
Made your comment? That means 10 things.
So, we are going to pause here because it is 8:49. So, this is better than trying to get into traveling to the place. Unless you guys have something that you want to ask any of the current characters that are there. As everyone is waking up for bunny breakfast.
What happened to your scythe?
She broke it.
I
But-
see that. That explains Kito's comment.
Yes.
It kind of feels nicer. It was so long. I kept hitting myself with it, and the back end of it. I would just demonstrate like, I see it just catches you back there.
Oh,
But now it's like, you kind of one-handed if you need to.
That's-
But it's hard to cut grass with. I wish he'd waited till after I cut the grass.
there's probably another one around here for the grass.
I don't know if you need
That's
to
a fair point.
cut the grass now.
Or you might be able to work something out where you could reattach the bottom to grass and make it interchangeable.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You might want to pick that stick up and throw it in your bag. We'll work something out.
It would fit, but thanks.
I
I'll
got
think about
a silk satchel.
that. I know, I carried it for a while.
Yeah, about 20 feet until we got attacked by a
Hey,
spider that you didn't perceive. But it's okay, because we're here.
Wait, no, you got the silk sock after the
After,
dialogue.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
Oh,
gonna
I
say
thought you were
that.
talking about your regular.
No,
My bad.
that's okay.
Are you always this chipper in the morning?
I'm a morning person. I'm not much of an any other time person, but I am a morning person.
Gonna have to keep that in mind.
Well, good night.
It doesn't last long until you're tired again.
It's over. Fun's over.
All right.
Oh, anything?
Then we will call it there. So thank you for listening, watching, however you're digesting this media.
Bye, everyone.
Meet ya.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Sorry, you'll never know what Bryce's joke is.
You don't.